like you and you like me. You've got no one to go home to, and I get lonely on my own. Come on. Stay with me, please, just for tonight. Might even be fun.
Neighbors, everybody needs good neighbors. Just a friendly wave each morning helps to make a better day. Neighbors need to get to know each other. Next door is only a footstep away. Everybody needs good neighbors with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbors should be there for one another. That's when good neighbors become good friends.
Top of the Pops triggers the entertainment Thursday night on 1 with Sonia, Madonna and Silver Bullet. Then a surprise is planned for Diane in EastEnders.
Paul has probably sent you a card.
He hasn't. You're the only one out of all my family and friends that even remembered it was my birthday.
At 8 o'clock, Tomorrow's World reports on the disappearing Mississippi Delta. At 8:30, Alec and Zoe report back for some more later December.
My PE reports used to say that I had the body of an athlete.
You sure it wasn't just the foot?
New at 9:30, One Foot in the Grave gives an insight into retirement.
Of course, it's real. Look at the parting.
That's not a parting. That's a crease where it's folded up in the box, you blind.
And at 10, Precious Bane, the story of a disfigured girl's fight for dignity and love.
Maybe when we've gotten a deal of gold, we'll send it away for a doctor's cure. Only it'll cost a deal, so you must work well and do all I tell you.
All right, I'll do it.
Music, comedy, drama, it's all in the lineup for Thursday on 1.
From Newsroom South East tonight, ambulance unions go for people power as they call for a nationwide protest. A London mother's desperate fight for her children, and the Essex landladies keeping people out of jail. That's all in Newsroom South East at 6:30.
The film for the family on 2 shortly is the story of Sylvester, a horse with Olympic potential. This is BBC One.
The 6 o'clock news from the BBC with Anna Ford and Andrew Harvey.
Good evening. The headlines at 6 o'clock. The deposed dictator of Panama is tonight in the United States facing drugs charges. General Noriega arrived in Miami under cover of darkness after surrendering to American troops in Panama. He's due to appear before a judge later today. His lawyer warns of evidence that will embarrass the American government. President Gorbachev cancels meetings with foreign politicians for a month because of the Soviet Union's political problems. At home, the ambulance unions step up their campaign. They call a 15-minute general strike for the end of the month. Also tonight, the electronic implant that could help deaf people. And a new era begins in the life of the Fowler family. Manuel Noriega, the former dictator of Panama, is tonight in the hands of American federal authorities in Miami. He is due to appear in court to face drug trafficking charges in about 3 hours' time. Early today, the general walked out of the Vatican mission in Panama City and gave himself up to American forces. He'd been taking refuge there since Christmas Eve. His surrender was greeted with scenes of jubilation on the streets of Panama. Noriega was flown out of Panama in an American military transport plane. It landed at an Air Force base near Miami in the early hours. The cameras were kept well back as Noriega was led out of the plane and onto the tarmac, held firmly between two federal agents. We have two reports, first from Martin Bell in Washington on the reaction to Noriega's arrival and the implications of his trial.
He came in before dawn to Homestead Air Force Base just south of Miami, his capture the last objective achieved by the man who ordered the invasion of Panama.
His apprehension and return to the United States should send a clear signal that the United States is serious in its determination that those charged with promoting the distribution of drugs cannot escape the scrutiny of justice.
It was a moment of triumph shared by Panamanian exiles in Florida, and among them there was absolutely no presumption of innocence.
He doesn't have to stand for a trial. Everybody knows he is guilty.
Well, I hope they got proof to convict him and put him away for a long time.
The former Maximum leader in his least glorious motorcade was whisked to the federal courthouse in Miami to face the charges against him. His lawyer has had plenty of time to prepare for them.
Our client is not guilty. We hope to have a fair trial, and we hope to have an acquittal in this matter.